Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dan Capps. I'm from Richmond, Indiana, and I'm currently attending Ivy Tech Community College as a freshman. I'm in the Computer Information Technology program with an emphasis on database management. And what I'm going to talk to you about today is one of my all-time favorite hobbies, which is fantasy football. With the changing of the seasons, and they're here, it's football season, and that means fantasy football. Fantasy football was actually invented or came up with in 1962 by a group from the Oakland Raiders front office. And it really didn't hit the mainstream of popularity until around 1989. I myself have been playing since 2001. This will be my 9th year or season into it. During that time I've been pretty successful. I spent a lot of time on it. I'm really a competitive type person and I don't like losing, so I do everything I can to make sure I do a really good job at drafting. And one of the things that I do is I watch a lot of preseason football games, which 99% of Americans really don't care about. But what this does for me, it helps me be able to project who's going to do well in the NFL 3 or 4 games into the season, and I can pick them up in the later rounds. Everybody knows who they're going to draft in the first 3 rounds. But really where the championships are won is when you're drafting rounds in the mid rounds 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And as you can tell, in the last 9 years I've won 2 championships here that I'm pretty proud of. That's pretty good considering 9 years, and I'm one of maybe 3 double winners in our league. And there's a lot of people who've been in our league for the 20 plus years now that haven't won a single one. I mean, they're in the playoffs or whatnot, but they've never won. So what I like to do is just sit down and I'll go over hundreds of thousands of stats and every projections, anything you can imagine. And I'll go over that for hours at a time, just before the preseason starts. But what most people don't realize is that there's 27 million Americans playing fantasy football today. It's so wildly popular that the NFL Network has created a new television channel for it, and it's called NFL Red Zone. And NFL Red Zone, what they do is they actually take you from the game that you might be watching on there and take you to another game whenever that team enters the red zone. Now the red zone in football is the 20-yard line and in. And what they'll do is they'll show you whatever team it may be. It could be St. Louis playing Detroit, and who really cares about that game? You're not watching that. But if you got fantasy football players in there, you're wanting to know if they're going to score or not, because you want to know where you're at. So they'll take you to that game, and pow, there you are. You'll see your guy either score or not, throw an interception, throw a touchdown, whatever he's going to do, you'll see it live. And for the NFL Network, fantasy football has really been a godsend. It's made them the most popular sports franchise in the entire world. They've supplanted baseball as America's sport, and without fantasy football creating that platform where so many people care about all their other players and teams, you just wouldn't have it. They wouldn't be able to compete. There's not enough games in the season to do that. And honestly, for them to supplant baseball as America's sport, it's really truly amazing. Because they've come so far in such a short time. They're relatively young compared to baseball. But if you are looking for something to do in the wintertime, I would highly recommend that you go out and join a fantasy football league right now, before the season starts. Season starts, this coming Thursday. So it's something that you can do with the entire family. I get my kids involved. My daughter and my son, they do a little touchdown dance, whenever my guys score, and it's really exciting. I know it's just something fun to do on Sundays and Mondays, and my wife really loves it when it comes on Thursdays too. So, we try to keep football, as far as we can into the season, and hopefully we do a good job. And and I expect this year to be just as good as every other year. Thank you for your time. Bye.
444.